She was America's sweetheart, a vision of grace, charm, and political poise, until the morning she was found lifeless in a hotel room just miles from the White House. What unfolded in the weeks that followed shattered the nation's sense of security. Secrets buried deep in the heart of power began to unravel. This is the story of the president's daughter, the murder that shook a nation and exposed a truth no one saw coming. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more true crime stories, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Let's begin. Part 1, The Golden Girl. Natalie Rhodes was more than just the first daughter. At 24, she was a Harvard graduate, a rising voice in global humanitarian aid, and a fashion icon in her own right. Cameras adored her. The public saw her as polished, warm, and unshakably composed. But behind the dazzling smile were whispers. Whispers of a strained relationship with her father, President Alexander Rhodes, a man known for his rigid control and ice-cold diplomacy. Sources inside the White House staff claimed Natalie was becoming increasingly rebellious. She'd started disappearing for hours without telling anyone, skipping scheduled appearances, meeting with people outside the approved circle. No one thought much of it until April 2nd. Part 2, The Discovery. At 6:13 a.m., the Ritz-Carlton's housekeeping service discovered Natalie's lifeless body. She was lying on the carpeted floor of her luxury suite, a single bullet wound to the chest. Her personal security detail, assigned by the Secret Service, was nowhere in sight. Chaos erupted. Within minutes, the FBI, Secret Service, and DC Metro Police had descended on the scene. The room showed no signs of forced entry. Her handbag and phone were missing. The security camera feed from the hallway had been wiped clean. It was clear. This was no random act of violence. It was an execution. Part 3, The Hidden Life. As the investigation unfolded, a very different portrait of Natalie began to emerge. A burner phone was recovered in a coat pocket hidden deep in her suite's closet. On it, encrypted messages, GPS pins, and screenshots of documents she appeared to be collecting. These weren't vacation selfies. These were internal memos from pharmaceutical companies, emails tied to off-the-books government funding, and whistleblower statements. Natalie was digging into something, and she wasn't doing it alone. A name kept appearing in the encrypted messages: Hawk. The FBI traced the alias to a 28-year-old investigative journalist named Ezra Hall. A former military intelligence officer turned rogue reporter, Ezra had gone underground after publishing a controversial exposé on the U.S. military's use of chemical testing in foreign territories. Natalie and Ezra had been in contact for over a year. Part 4, The Secret They Uncovered. Ezra finally surfaced 3 days after Natalie's death, leaking a pre-recorded video to multiple media outlets. In it, he claimed Natalie had uncovered a hidden operation, codenamed Project Ember, allegedly involving high-level government officials trafficking prescription drug ingredients to rogue labs for profit. The documents she had secretly gathered pointed to a conspiracy spanning multiple agencies, international pharmaceutical companies, and even members of the president's cabinet. But most damning of all, a recording between Natalie and a senior official where she said, "If my father knows, I'm already dead. But I won't be quiet anymore. Too many people are dying because of this." Part 5, The Political Firestorm. The leak ignited a national firestorm. Protesters flooded the streets of D.C. demanding answers. The president held an emergency address, tearfully acknowledging Natalie's death, but condemning the conspiracy theories that followed. But it was too late. Investigative reporters from around the globe began dissecting every name, transaction, and company tied to Project Ember. Whistleblowers started coming forward. Within a month, 3 top officials were arrested. Several resigned. Despite the momentum, one thing remained frustratingly unresolved. Who pulled the trigger? Part 6, The Killer's Face. 6 weeks after Natalie's death, a new piece of evidence surfaced. A facial recognition hit from a gas station camera in Baltimore. A man matching the description of a known contract killer, Matthew Kane, was seen driving Natalie's missing car just hours after her murder. Kane, ex-military, had been linked to political cleanups before, but never proven. His last known employer? A private security firm hired to protect government interests abroad. When FBI agents closed in on his safe house in Virginia, Kane triggered a shootout. He was killed on the spot. No confession. No trial. In the ruins of his hideout, agents found photographs. Surveillance shots of Natalie taken weeks before her death. She had been targeted, stalked, hunted. Part 7, The Legacy. Natalie's funeral drew global attention. Her mother, visibly broken, whispered to reporters. She died trying to tell the truth. They didn't just kill my daughter. They silenced a generation. In the months that followed, several senators pushed for a full federal investigation into Project Ember. It led to over a dozen indictments and the restructuring of 2 major government departments. Natalie was posthumously awarded the Medal of Freedom. Her secret podcast, recorded under the alias Echo Fire, was released in full. In it, Natalie detailed her journey into the dark web of corruption, fear, and silence that ultimately led to her death. Closing narration. Natalie Rhodes wasn't just the president's daughter. She was a whistleblower, a journalist, and a voice for those who couldn't speak. Her murder wasn't just a tragedy. It was a wake-up call, because sometimes the biggest threats aren't lurking in the shadows. They're sitting in the spotlight. If this story moved you, make sure to like, share, and comment your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more gripping true crime stories like this one.